Joining us now on Motorsports Magazine, a driver from the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade Division. He drives car number 24, and he's making his first appearance in the interview segment on Motorsports Magazine. This is Keith Pelkey. Keith, the car's been pretty good so far in 2010. Tell us about what maybe has been a difference for you this season. The car really has been up to speed in the two events so far.
Yeah, the main thing that really helped us this year is the money that we spent in the off season. We've upgraded a lot of our components. Went to the crate motor, which we didn't have before. It's made the car a lot better. Money's the main thing.
It's amazing how money has that effect on race cars. The more you put into them, usually the faster they go.
Absolutely. A few of the guys and I mention that every week. If you want to go fast, you got to spend the money, and we spent more money this past off season, more money than we have in the past, and it's showing.
Now, last week you were racing for the lead. You were on the top of the second turn when the white flag came out, and all heck broke loose over in turn number 2. Why don't you tell us from your vantage point what went on over in turn number 2 on that white flag lap?
Well, I think it was lap 23. Cody Benoit got by me, and he was racing the 40, Saint Germain. And we took the white flag, they went down into 1, and Cody seemed to have a fender underneath him, and they made some contact, and they got loose coming out of 2. And then they got kind of tangled, and I thought that was my shot for the win. So I tried to go to the outside. It was open, and I guess they just made a little too much contact and came up in, and I guess I got the worst end of it, I thought. They got to finish the race, and I come in on the hook. So
now tell us about the damage that occurred to the race car. Summarize the different problems that you had to fix.
Other than probably 25 hours of body work, the rear end, the axle broke. We had to change the axle, mini spool, the carrier, brakes, wheel cylinders, pretty much a whole rear end. Broken spindle, bent the spindle in the front, tires, wheels, and a lot of body work.
So I'm guessing that you had Campbell's soup all week because you probably couldn't afford a steak dinner.
My girlfriend's not that bad to me. She's pretty nice. She'll cook for me. But, yeah, it was a lot of work. My crew, they helped me out a ton. My dad puts all the time he can in, so that helps a lot. He's the mechanic. He fixes everything.
So you wrecked last Saturday night. Take us back through the week. When does work really commence on getting the car fixed so that you can race here this Saturday?
Sunday morning we had it apart. We had the body all off at Sunday morning, and progressively through the week we started on the rear end on Monday, and Tuesday we changed the spindle, and the whole time we were repairing the mechanical part. The body work was all going on. We had pieces everywhere.
Well, I'll tell you, the Renegade Division just through 2 events has been what it always is. There's a lot of parity, there's a lot of close competition, and that really has been evidence in the first 2 weeks. From a driver's standpoint, it really makes you, and you talk about your team, and you talk about the money that you invested in this race car, it really has to be there if you want to contend for a win in this division because it is so close.
Exactly. Everybody's looking for their edge, and edges cost money. And the cars are so close, the drivers are so close that it takes the little edge. The little edge that you can find is what makes your car faster than the next guy.
So at what point in the week did you have this thing back together and in your mind ready to go race?
Thursday night it was 95% done, and we put the finishing touches on it last night, and it's been a long week.
So as you head into your first practice here in a few minutes, you've got a lot of question marks.
Yes. We'll get out there and we'll see how it is. Everything seemed to go back together fairly close to what it was before. So I don't think we'll be too far off. We'll be in the ballpark.
But you'll have to tinker on it a little bit in the practice, and I'm sure setup-wise you went right back to what you had because the car's been very good for you.
Absolutely. It's been fun to drive this year.
Well, we hope you have more fun. And now, correct me if I'm wrong, but do you have a feature win yet?
No, I don't.
So you're in search of that first one, and that's why you went right to the top of the racetrack last week, and you could sniff that first win.
Yes, I want to win a race, and I put a lot of time and a lot of money into getting there, so hopefully we'll get one this year.
I got a feeling 2010 is going to be the year for you.
I hope so.
Well, we wish you the best of luck tonight, and we'll look for this 24 in Victory Lane real soon.
Thank you.
That's Keith Pelkey, everybody. Stay tuned. More Motorsports Magazine's coming right up. Welcome back to Motorsports Magazine, joined now by a guy who picked up his first career win in the Keysville Napa Auto Parts Mini Modified Division. Here is Keysville's own Stephen Prissett, and you're still smiling. How come?
Because I'm just anxious. I'm ready for tonight. That's what I'm smiling about.
All right, now, you win last week, and you get to Victory Lane. You pick up your first career victory. Do you do anything to the car over the course of the week, or you just say it's fast enough and we're just going to leave it alone and get ready for next week?
Actually, I blew it up last week, so I had to take my motor out and had to get my crank done. I cooked it. So
when exactly did that happen then?
When the race was done, that's why I had to have my Uncle Rick push me in. I couldn't go. All you can hear was just the whole motor just.
So was it something that happened literally right after you took the checkered flag?
Yeah, I think it was going pretty much probably about the last 2 laps, but they told me don't stop, just keep going.
Did you get any harassment this week from Uncle Rick Donor, who was right on your back bumper? Did he give it to you pretty good?
Yeah, he said he's not chasing the dream this weekend, but the dream's coming. The dream's coming.
Now, what exactly do you think he means by that?
He said he means by he's not going to be behind me. He's going to be finishing in front of me.
Well, it certainly has to be nice to have somebody that you can rely on, though, for the help. Rick is always good with these cars in this division, and one thing he does is make them very fast.
Definitely, very fast, definitely. The handling, though, that's the most important part, you know. You can come into those corners, come out with these 4 cylinders, you're flying, so.
So, Stephen, if you pop the motor, I mean, what do? You don't just go to Walmart and pick a motor off the shelf. What happens?
No, you got to take it out and you got to bring it to the machine shop so they can do their magic, and hopefully it stays together this week.
So you hope the machine shop has done a good job.
Yeah, they didn't do the good time the first time, so hopefully this time's the one.
So what are your goals for the season? I mean, obviously the car is very fast. Are you thinking perhaps you're in it for a track championship, possibly?
That's my mission right there, definitely.
Well, you know who the main competition is right now.
I'm coming for him.
Does he know that this is a goal of yours?
Yeah, I told him I have to start behind him. I can't have him behind me. Last week was a little question whether or not, you know, if he could have went by me or not. So it's not going to happen this week. I need him in front of me.
And you're tied for points, but there's more than just Rick Donor in the division, to be honest. There's a lot of other fast cars as well. Who are some of the other drivers that you look at and realize that these guys are going to be right there also?
Oh, you got Chris LeBaire, you got Randy Martin. You know, as soon as Justin gets squared away and gets his bad luck, you know, over with, he's going to be right there also. You got my cousin Speedy. I mean, there's a lot of good guys out there. You never know who's going to win, really.
Do you have any relatives that are not in this division?
Nope.
So you're related to just about everybody in the division. You know what that means? That means when you get a family reunion type of get-together, you can't do any bragging. And now you've got a win already, and you're right at the top of the point standings. And everybody seems to be related in this division, but it certainly is exciting because there's a lot of 3 and sometimes 4 and even 5 wide racing in this division, which has to be pretty exciting and nerve-wracking from a driver's standpoint.
Oh, definitely nerve-wracking. On Friday nights, I'm a mess. I can't sleep. Oh yeah, I got so many nerves. Saturday morning, I almost like want to throw up. It takes me a while. I don't know. Hopefully, I kind of like it. You know, it makes me stay conscious.
You've got to figure out that cool, calm, collective demeanor of Rick Donor. He was just eating 5 Michigans over there before the race started.
So I told him, you don't need to eat that, but hey, it's working.
Maybe that'll weigh him down a little bit and slow the car down.
There you go.
Well, congratulations on your first win and continued success in this mini-modified division.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, that's Stephen Brissett, everybody. Stay tuned, more Motorsports Magazine's coming up. Welcome back to Motorsports Magazine, joined now by the 2-time defending track champion in the J&S Steel Sportsman Division. Here's Plattsburgh's Bucko Branham. And Bucko, last week, going into turn number 2, Travis Bruno was sideways down the inside. You didn't have much of a chance to react, and pretty significant contact. So I thought one of the things that would be interesting from a fan standpoint is to find out what goes on the rest of the week when you've had a pretty serious wreck the way you had on the inside of turn number 2. So if you would, take us right back to last Saturday night, and from your perspective in the driver's seat, what went on with the wreck?
Well, Robin and I were going down the straightaway. I was going to follow him through, and I seen something happening up front, and my first instinct was to try to push Robin through it, but then I got him a little sideways, and so I backed off, and Robin went through, but Travis was straight when I seen him, but by the time I got to him, he started to spin, and I caught the nose of his car with my nose, and did some really bad, you know, a lot of damage on the car, and I mean, it broke the roof. The dash was way up to the top of the roof. A lot of body damage and a little bit of, you know, frame damage, but nothing major.
All right, so let's go back. First of all, Saturday night, you get the thing out of here, bring it back to your shop. Sunday, what do you do on Sunday with the race car?
I got up probably around 6:30 and went out in the garage and Billy here, I helped him build his car, so he was right over there first thing at 8 o'clock in the morning. He helped me tear it all apart, and I mean, every night's been, 8-10 hours a night. I mean, working till 10 o'clock at night, and me and Sean LaFountain, we've been pretty busy all week. We had to repair. We had to take the whole body off the, as far as not the rear quarters, but everything else. Replace the dash, all the steering lines, tie rods, upper A-frame, ball joints, shock mounts, radiator, bumper. Just the list goes on and on. I mean, and we just didn't finish it until this morning. I mean, we put in a lot of hours, and my daughter and my son and my wife been helping, peeling vinyl off, putting vinyl on. My daughter and son were doing the fiberglass work on the roof and the hood, so that helps out a lot.
When had you figured out all the damage to the race car? Was that by Sunday night? Was that by Sunday morning? Did you have it all pretty well apart by the end of the day on Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday we had majority of apart, but we found a couple other things during the week. Things we had to final fit, like the hood. The hood has to fit perfect in order for the hood pins to line up, the shroud. I mean, just a number of things that people just don't know, and I mean, it was a bad week. I mean, a lot of hours.
So you have now figured everything out by the end of the day on Sunday. I'm sure race car parts aren't just sitting on the Walmart shelf, so take us through that aspect too. I mean, what do you have to do as a race car driver when you've wrecked your race car? Where do you go to get the parts that you need?
Well, beginning of the year, I got great sponsors: Liquor and Wine Warehouse, Bud Light, Casella, Burger King, and Marcia Homes, Lake Champlain Roofing. They all give me really good money at the beginning of the year, so I bought double of everything. Mm-hmm. And we kind of used the majority of that up Saturday, but I mean, we're still in good shape. But
so you had a lot of the stuff, it sounds like, then at the shop that you needed to fix it up.
Yeah, Jamie Atkins gave me a pair of fenders, so I was grateful for that. And but I had a lot of phone calls. I mean, people that wanted to help, but I do things my way, and they do things their way. And I appreciated the help, but I kind of got to do everything myself.
And literally, you said you were still working on the car this morning, getting it ready to get here this afternoon.
Yeah, we had to straighten the tie rods out. We put new tie rods on, and we had to redo all the caster camber and tow out. There's a number of things we had to do. We had to finish fitting the hood and just a bunch of little things, just to make everything fit right.
Now, did you hear from Travis at all? I noticed his car is not here yet, but did you have a chance to hear from Travis about the damage to that car?
Yeah, he come over this week and actually borrowed a reamer for his spindles from me. And as far as I knew, he was pretty much together. He's been working late like I have, and I don't know what the problem is.
And now, in terms of practice, you put the race car back together. How was the car? You've been out for your first practice.
Yeah, Robin was just down on the inside of me, and I held my own on the outside. So
that's a good gauge.
Yeah, Robin's the best gauge out there, and I don't know if he was testing me but I was testing him. So
one other thing that you and I were talking about, and then I'll let you get back to working on the race car, and we thank you for taking this time out. But one other thing you and I were talking about is a little warmer today. Warmer than what it's been the other two events that we've had so far this season. What's that do to the car?
Oh, the humidity kills the power on the car. That's probably the biggest thing. It kills all the power on all the cars, and it makes the track really greasy. For which we're making changes right now, a few shock changes to try to get a little more bite off the corner.
So you'll call on all that professor knowledge that you have to get it set up.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Hey, thanks for taking the time, and I know that your fans certainly, maybe they don't get a chance to let you know, but they really appreciate the effort that you and the guys that help you out getting this car back together and out here so you can put a show on for them, and we wish you good luck tonight.
Okay, thank you. I think everybody tried to help too.
That's Bucko Branham, everybody. Stay tuned, more Motorsports Magazines coming right up.
Essex Junction, Vermont, and shotgun on the field from Fairfax, Vermont. It's the 17 for Richie Turner. That's the field. Some good cars in this one. Going to be chugging out of the back of the pack. And look at that. They're 3 wide, almost 4 already. The 44 of Tyler Terry has to get on the binders. He got a little tap. He's slided backwards now after he collected his car. Sean Duquette also backsliding with the 18. Now Tyler Terry trying to come through on the inside. Rick Frenier, 77, feels a little contact. Mike Shagnon squirrely off the 4th turn. They're really shaking it out. Look who's moving to the front. The Professor, Bucko Branham, they've got all kinds of hours into that car this week trying to get it back together, and the efforts are paying off because he's taken the lead up into turn number 4. Nick LaGoy races on the inside with a 96, and racing to the front is Bucko Branham. Rick Frenier also trying on the outside of the 96 car. And it's Joe Steffen with a 00 running in the 4th spot. Richie Turner, first time out, in the old Skip Liberty 59. He's working the rim on the outside. He runs the 5th spot. Mike Shagnon in the 86. Robin Wood really hasn't had much running room yet with his number 61. He sees a seam down to the inside, looking to perhaps dive to the inside of the 86 car, but he backed out of that. Shagnon into the left rear panel of the 00. That's going to send Joe Steffen spinning. The 86 goes around, and we got a yellow flag. Joe Steffen driving the 00. Always good to see Joe pull into the Airborne garage area. And to all these other congratulations and everything I think we did. All right, green flag is back out. We're underway with the second qualifier. Not much to do. Bucko Branham leading. Here comes Robin Wood with a move down to the inside. They're 3 wide off turn number 2. Wood on the inside. LaGoy work in the middle of the racetrack. On the outside is Richie Turner in the 59. Out front, Bucko Branham shows the way. Rick Frenier runs in the 2nd spot. Robin Wood is on the move. Richie Turner takes that 59 right up against the wall. And he points it straight down the front stretch. He runs in the 4th spot. Now he's sideways in turn number 2. Nick LaGoy runs in the 5th spot with a 96. Sean Duquette in the 18. Mike Shagnon in the 86. Oh, there's contact. Car sideways. It's Richie Turner in the 59. He's on the binders. Everybody's on the binders behind him. They all straighten it out. They all turn it down the front stretch, and we stay under green. Robin Wood in the 61. He is underneath the 77 of Rick Frenier, trying to take that 2nd spot away. Bucko Branham leading comfortably out front. Race on for 2nd. It's going to be Robin Wood at the stripe. This sportsman division is a little testy so far in 2010. We've seen mishaps in qualifying. We've seen mishaps in feature events. And the nerves seem to be a little bit frayed in the 2 qualifiers so far, but Bucko Branham, no nerves on his part. That number 20 is roaring out front. Robin Wood in the 61 in the 2nd position. Rick Frenier, 2nd place point man through 2 events, runs in the 3rd position. Richie Turner to 59, running in the 4th spot. Sean Duquette is into the top 5 with the number 18. That's Tyler Terry in the 44. Nick LaGoy in the 96. 00 Joe. Mike Shagnon again was off the racetrack on top turn number 2. He had to get on the binders with the right side off. Inside 2 laps remaining for Bucko Branham. Robin Wood about 7 car lengths off the back bumper of Branham's number 20. As he comes off of turn number 4, he'll take the white flag. Wood runs in the 2nd spot. 3rd is Rick Frenier in the number 77. Richie Turner 4th in the 59. That's the closest battle on the racetrack for the 4th spot. Sean Duquette can't quite seem to get there, though. He's about a half car length off the back bumper of the 59. All right, checkered flag is out. It's a good win for Bucko Branham. 2nd goes to Robin Wood. 3rd to Rick Frenier. 4th will go to Richie Turner. 5th to Sean Duquette. 6th, it's going to be Tyler Terry in the 44. 7th is Nick LaGoy. 8th to 00 Joe. And 9th, it's going to be Mike Shagnon with the number 86. Final row in the 1 Quebec. The JM Racing number 1 from Joliet, Quebec. It's Pierre Bertillon. And shotgun on the field is Mark Johnson in the 3J. He is from Guilderland, New York. Has 1 win this season at the Albany-Saratoga Speedway on the asphalt. He finished 3rd down there last night. So the Diamond Fabrication 3J for Mark Johnson, trying Airborne Speedway out for the first time. 3 wide for the lead on the front stretch. Leon Gagne with a move down to the inside. That closed up, though, as the 26 of Todd Ormsby darted down to the inside, taking that line away from Gagne. Out front, it is Ormsby in the 26. Leon Gagne racing for the 2nd position with the number 4. Chad Blair runs 3rd with the number 6 car. Tight racing in the mid-pack. 4th right now is Matt Woodruff in the 55. Jason Durgan looking to move with the 17. Working the rim on the outside is Andy Haywood with the number 80. Again, they box it up. Racing for that 5th position. Andy Haywood flies around to the outside. He's going to go up to 5th, or 4th rather. Todd Ormsby shows the way. Leon Gagne with good momentum off the 2nd turn, trying to take the lead. 3rd now is Andy Haywood. He has moved around Chad Blair's number 6 machine. Out front is Ormsby in the 26. That's the 4th for Leon Gagne. Gagne gets a good run off turn number 2, trying to close down the backstretch. Andy Haywood trying to close on him. Jason Durgan trying to find some running room. He's trying to deal with the number 6 car of Chad Blair. They're racing for the 5th position. halfway in qualifier number 2. Matt Woodruff hangs on to 4th. 5th is Chad Blair, lifting that left front tire right up off the racetrack. Jason Durgan, I'm sure, is a little frustrated with the 17. He's trying to find a line around that number 6 car. That's Pierre Berthiaume in the number 1. That car looking like it wants to move as well. That's Mike Riel in the 02. The 3J for Mark Johnson. The 5 for Jim McComb. Now Leon Gagnon. He's been reeled in by Andy Haywood in the number 80. Haywood is the second place point man coming into tonight. Haywood had a peek to the inside of number 4 machine into turn number 1. That door closed. Off 2 down the backstretch. Battle for the lead. Todd Hornsby still hanging on to it by 2 car lengths. The better battle is for second. Leon Gagnon trying to hang on to that second spot. Andy Haywood diving down to the inside. He's going to take second away. This would be a great run if Andy Haywood could get all the way to the top spot. Drifted up the track. Leon Gagnon comes back after him down to the inside. Andy Haywood running in the second position, has 1 lap to try to make something happen with Todd Hornsby. Hornsby shows the way into turn number 1. Diving down, taking momentum away from Andy Haywood. Haywood looks back to the inside, using up that right rear tire. Down the backstretch, going for the lead. It's Andy Haywood. He just flew past him going into turn number 3. As the cars are on the binders with the yellow flag displayed, there's a car off the top of turn number 3, and that's asphalt. Here comes the field, green and white. Out. At the stripe, Andy Haywood diving down to the inside, taking the lead off turn number 2 down the backstretch. Andy Haywood is the leader, pulling away from Todd Hornsby into the second turn. Here they come off of turn number 4. Checkered flag is out. Andy Haywood gets the win. Todd Hornsby, nice job. Second, Leon Gagnon third, 4th, Matt Woodruff. The 1 Quebec for Pierre Berthiaume finishes in the 5th spot. Then it's Jason Durgan in the 17. Mark Johnson in the 3J, and the number 5 for Jim McComb.
Gadway on the inside in the 63 has the lead as they come off turn 4 for the green flag. He'll lead them to the stripe. Nesatel on the outside gets a good jump going into turn number 1. They'll race side by side off turn 2 and up the back stretch the first time. Gadway on the inside, Nesatel on the outside, Whalen in the 11. Collins in the 22 moves up alongside. They'll run side by side the first 3 rows. It's a 6-car breakaway from the top spot. Flatchy will try and run them down in the 70. There's Myers right onto the back bumper of the Bill Nesatel car. Right now, those 3 cars running for 3rd, 4th, and 5th can't find a way by the top 2 who remain side by side. Gadway in the 63, Nesatel in the 36. The Superstar in 75. Richner in the 21, and the 11 car of Whalen. Here comes Collins looking to the inside. Collins has the door shut by the 63. That's going to cost him 3 or 4 spots. Collins is off the pace in that 22 car. He's going to have to try and limp his way back to the garage area and perhaps the infield. Now Superstar has a line on the outside, and he will just go zooming by that 63. Cody Myers, your new leader. Gadway trying to come back at him on the inside, but Myers still has a couple of car length advantage as they come off turn 4. 2 to go. It's Myers. And now Whalen takes that 11 car alongside the 63. They'll battle for the number 2 spot. Richner's 4th. Nesatel is back to 5th. 1 to go. Cody Myers in the 75 starts to pull away. It's still a good battle for the 2nd spot. Gadway has it. Richner looks to the inside in the 21. He has the door shut. Gadway does a nice job of keeping the 63 on the bottom of the racetrack. After turns 3 and 4, checkered flag goes to Joel Gadway. He's on for 2nd. Richner gets 3rd. 4th spot goes to the 11 of Whalen. And 5th will go to the 36 of Bill Nesatel.
10 cars ready to run. Qualifier number 2. Here they come off the 4th turn, down to the green flag. Second qualifier takes the green. Don Franklin from the outside, Mark Caron on the inside. Give the lead off 2 to the outside line. And Don Franklin with a 69. Keith Pelkey trying to go with him. Mark Karen on the gas into turn number 3, trying to hang on to that second spot. Might have been a little contact with the 24. No problem off the 4th turn. Pelkey had the second spot into turn numbers 1 and 2, and he will be solid into that second position down the backstretch. Running in the 3rd spot now is Karen. Coming after him is the number 21, Dave Raptor. They run side by side for the 3rd position. Right on back to 8. Side by side racing from 3rd to 8th down the backstretch. Don Brissett with the number 8 off the pace. He's going to limp back to the pits. Dave Raptoy has moved to 3rd around the number 5 of Mark Karen. Going with him on the outside is Kevin Booten. Booten will take the 25 into the 4th spot, and now he's not going to just sit right there. He is going to go after 3rd. Don Franklin shows the way. Keith Pelkey running about a half car length off of his back bumper. Franklin working a middle line around the racetrack. Pelkey working the inside. Halfway in the 2nd qualifier for the Renegades, and Pelkey is trying to make a play for the lead right now. Franklin in the 69 still with the lead. Keith Pelkey closing in into the 3rd turn. Pulling even into turn number 4. Again, they touch off the 4th turn. Down the front stretch, Keith Pelkey going to have the lead. Keith Pelkey with the lead on the inside. 2nd is Franklin with a 69. 3rd is Bouchin with a 25. 4th is Raptoy in the 21. His brother Lance is behind him in the number 11. Here comes Kevin Booten going for the 2nd spot down to the inside of Franklin's number 69 car. Out front it is Keith Pelkey with a 24. He's got 2 laps to go. Don Franklin still had the 2nd spot at the stripe, but Kevin Booten down on the inside trying to take that away from him. They are side by side and even off 2. Now pulling away down the back stretch is Booten into turn number 3. Booten with the nose out in front for the 2nd spot. Franklin comes back on the outside. White flag is out for Keith Pelkey. That time at the stripe, it looked like the 25 of Booten had the 2nd position. Good battle for 2nd. There's a good battle for 5th going on as well between Kenny St. Germain and Lance Raptoy. No battle out front though. This is Keith Pelkey's race, and he's going to take the checkered flag. Here comes the race for 2nd. Down to the stripe. At the stripe, it looks like the 25 on the inside. Booten 2nd. 3rd, Franklin. 4th to Dave Raptoy. And then close at the line for 5th as well between St. Germain and Lance Raptoy.
They'll come off turn 4, stand on it just a bit. They'll get the green flag. They bunch up at the start-finish line. That was still a pretty slow pace to the green flag. On the outside, Woodward sticks his nose in front up the backstretch. Now come Woodward trying to lead lap number 1, but here comes Archer right back on the inside. Gilligan thinking about going 5 wide off turn 4. They are scrambling for positions as the field goes on the 4th turn. Side-by-side actions for the first 5, now 6 rows. 3 wide, 4 wide up the backstretch into turn 3. Bobby LeVere gets the lead in the 5. He's going to bring Chris, his brother, right with him into the number 2 spot. Donor has worked his way up to 3rd in the 95. Collins sticking right with him on the outside. He runs 4th, 5th spot. That's where the Archer 23 runs. Now here's Chris LeVere looking to the inside of Bobby, but Bobby's going to maintain that lead. Drifts way high coming off turn 4. That's going to give the lead to Chris. Chris LeVere is your leader. Bobby back to 2nd. Donor looks to the inside of the 5 car. And Rick Donor will stick his nose in front to get 2nd. Great action from front to back in the 2nd mini-modified qualifier. Chris LeVere's got 2 to go to hold on Captain Thunder. Bobby LeVere runs 3rd, and it's 4 car lengths back to the Jimmy Collins 02, and 5 or 6 back to Jamie LaFountain in the 20. Gilligan runs 6th in the 77. Josh Leclerc is 7th in the 7. White flag is out, 1 to go. Now it's Chris LeVere drifting a little bit high. Donor has the door open up on the inside. They're side by side up the backstretch. Chris LeVere on the outside. Rick Donor on the inside. A little bit sideways for LeVere, the 4. Donor comes off turn 4, the leader. And he's going to win. Qualifier number 2. Donor wins it. Chris LeVere in second. Bobby LeVere third. Jimmy Collins fourth. And fifth spot will go to the SS Minnow 2 and Gilligan.
All right, ready for a restart. Here they come. Green flag. Good run for Tyler Terry over into turn number 2. Terry takes the lead off 2 down the backstretch. Here comes Sawyer right back after him. Tyler Terry has the nose out in front going to the third turn. Sawyer working down on the inside, draws even off 4. Down the front stretch. It's still Bill Sawyer in the lead by 2 feet. Sawyer had the lead down on the inside. Tyler Terry back to the outside. There's Sawyer drifting up the track. Hole open to the inside for Robin Wood. Robin Wood goes for it to the inside. 3 wide into turn number 3. Working on the outside is Rick Frenier. They're still now almost 4 wide off the 4th turn. Drag race for the lead. It's Tyler Terry on the outside in the lead. 3 wide for the second spot. They bump, they bang. Robin Wood on the inside has second. Bill Sawyer comes back now on the outside trying to take second away from him. Tyler Terry, can he get that car down in front of Robin Wood? I don't think so. Here comes Robin Wood off the 4th turn. Through on the inside. He's the leader. Robin Wood has the lead in the number 61. Tyler Terry now to the second spot. Third is Bill Sawyer. Told you if Sawyer drifted up the track, the 61 would be there. He'd have the power to take it away, and he absolutely did. Third is Sawyer. 4th is Frenier. 5th is Bushy in the number 11. 6th is Jamie Begor in the number 19. Robin Wood trying to pull away now. Tyler Terry able to work an inside line for one of the first times in this race. And it actually cost him about a car length. That car may be faster on the outside of the track. The 39 of Bill Sawyer running 3rd. Then it's a gap back to 4th place runner Rick Frenier. Jimmy Bushy running right off of his back bumper. Then it's Jamie Begor in the number 19. Then it's 2 car lengths back to Richie Turner, who runs in the 7th spot with a 59. We got a pass for 2nd. Bill Sawyer trying to take that 2nd spot away from Tyler Terry. These two have done battle for much of this race. Earlier they were racing for 1st. Now they're racing for 2nd. Robin Wood is running away out front. Side by side racing for the 2nd spot. Bill Sawyer on the inside back to 2nd. Tyler Terry says no, not yet. He comes back on the outside. Down to the stripe for the 2nd position. It will be Sawyer on the inside. Jimmy Bushy has picked off Rick Frenier for 4th. Bushy with an excellent run. Jamie Begor trying to get to the inside. He'll take 5th. Frenier back to the 6th spot with his number 77. Lap number 20 goes up on the board. Let's set the field. Robin Wood shows the way. 2nd is Bill Sawyer. 3rd is Tyler Terry. 4th is Jim Bushy. 5th is Jamie Begor. 6th is Rick Frenier. Frenier's off the racetrack on the backstretch. Sideways trying to wrestle that race car, not lose a position. Richie Turner trying to take it away. Again, Frenier is on the binders as he's sideways up in turn number 4. Turner himself was sideways. Nick Haywood had to get on the brakes. Frenier coming back after it, trying to only lose 1 spot. Bill Sawyer and Tyler Terry continue their battle for 2nd. Jimmy Bushy still running 4th. He's got a rear view mirror full of the 19 of Jamie Begor, who's in the top 5. 6th and sideways is Richie Turner. That car is bad evil off the turns. They're 3 wide, racing for the 6th spot. Nick Haywood on the inside, Rick Frenier in the middle, Richie Turner on the outside. 6th is Frenier, 7th is Haywood, 8th is now Buck O'Brana moving up. 2 laps to go for Robin Wood. Jamie Begor looking to the inside of Jim Bushy. They race for the 4th position. They're side by side now for position number 4. Robin Wood's lead is a half front stretch over either the 44 or the 39, depending on which turn they're in. Now off the 4th turn, it is at the stripe Sawyer. Robin Wood looking to pick up his 2nd win in 3 events. Well on his way to victory. Side-by-side racing for 2nd, side-by-side for 4th. But out front, there's no side-by-side. It's all number 61. Robin Wood wins. Racing to 2nd, down to the stripe, it is going to be Tyler Terry in the 44. Then it looked like the 39 for Bill Sawyer in 3rd. I thought Jimmy Bushy hung on for the 4th spot with Jamie Begor finishing 5th with the number 19.
Rick. Robin Woods climbing out of his car. Give a nice round of applause, everybody. Win number 2 for Robin in 2010. Working that inside line right to the front again. Robin, we were talking leading up to that last restart right before you took the lead. Bill Sawyer earlier, and I know you couldn't see it, but he bobbled a couple of times, drifted up the track, and Rick and I said if that happened through the Robin Wood, he's going to be able to get there. You saw a hole down to the inside, and you said, let's go.
Yeah, I think he pushed up in the middle of 1 and 2, and I was planning on trying to get underneath him anyways, and that just made it a little bit easier. I got a pretty good run on him down the back stretch. I wasn't really sure if he saw me there or not, so I didn't really drive it in very hard, but he did leave me enough room when I went underneath him, and that's all it took.
Was it pretty much a race for you that the car stuck again down to the inside? I didn't see you much on the outside at all in the race.
No, I pretty much stayed on the inside. The car actually still isn't as good as it was last year, but
You mean you're going to make this better?
we've been trying to, but we haven't got it yet. Hopefully next week we'll get it a little bit better. And I got to thank my sponsors, Ganaka Territory, Bingo, Red Rack, Melissa's Barbershop, Daniel Signs, Fastenal. I got to thank my girlfriend Nikki, little boy Tyler, my dad Rudy, Erica, Barb, Gary, everybody that helps me out.
You know it's scary now. If you make it better, it's going to be even more scary.
Well, usually when we try to make it better, it gets worse, so
Well, congratulations on another win. Nice job.
thank you.
5 for Jim McComb. And then the 9 for Jim Intro. That's the field. Green flag. Field rumbles off of 1 and 2. 3 wide in parts. Brian Trim off the backstretch. Look out, contact. The 55, the 90. Martinois collects it. And he keeps rolling. The 55 of Matt Woodruff drifted down the track with a piece of the right front of Martinois. Martinois is trying to work the rim around the racetrack on the outside. We'll see if that contact really messed up the number 90. Now he's taken to the outside of the Atkins number 1. Out front is Michel Vienne in the number 46. Dan Brown runs in the 2nd spot. Leon Gagnon runs 3rd. Todd Ormsby back to 4th. 5th is Max Vienne. Running 6th is Jason Durgan. 7th is Pat McGrail. 8th on the outside is Andy Haywood. 9th is the pistol Patrick Dupree on the inside with number 24. Running in the 10th spot is Mike Wells. 11th is Pierre Bertillon. 12th is the 28 of Brian Trim. 13th right now is Martinois. There goes Max Vienne off the racetrack. Max M. Vienne too hot into turn number 2. He shot up the track, drifted off the track, and he lost about 10 spots for the 25. Out front, Michel Vienne. 2nd is Dan Brown. 3rd is Leon Gagnon. Todd Ormsby is 4th. 5th is Jason Durgan. Durgan feeling the heat. He's running wheel to wheel right now with the pistol Patrick Dupree. Dupree trying to take 5th. He will. Dupree trying to take 4th. He will. Patrick Dupree hustles his way into the 4th spot. Jason Durgan trying to follow through down on the inside. Todd Ormsby runs in the 5th position. Durgan runs 6th. 7th is McGrail. 8th is Andy Haywood. 9th is the 1, and it's Bertillon. And 10th is Martinois. Michel Vienne showing the way. Leon Gagnon trying to size up Dan Brown for that 2nd spot. Here comes Leon Gagnon moving through on the inside. He's up to the 2nd position with a 4 car. Dan Brown back to 3rd. That's a good gap back to the pistol Patrick Dupree, but he's got some running room in front. He's going to try to chase down the 40 of Dan Brown. Martinois has moved around Pierre Bertillon. Now working the outside, trying to make a move on Andy Haywood. Haywood working a middle line through the racetrack. Martinois now to the outside of that 80 car. He's got Patrice McGrail in front as well. Let's see if Martinois can get around the 80. The 80 diving down to the inside of McGrail in the number 10. They're battling just inside the top 10. That's spots 7, 8, and 9. Yellow flag is out for the first time in this one. Jim Introne is sideways over in turn number 4. Yellow flag will slow the field for the first time in this 30-lap feature event. 6 positions ready to go again. Here they come into turn number 4. Hammer down, green flag. Leon Gagnon going for the lead from the outside. Leon Gagnon has the lead into turn number 2. Patrick Dupree has picked off Dan Brown. 3 wide down the backstretch. Martinois has picked up a couple of spots. He is moving to the 7th spot. Leon Gagnon is the race leader. Michel Vienne runs 2nd. Cars down to the infield. One of them is Pierre Bertillon with a 1. Yellow flag. Yellow flag is out. Looked like the 26 was also involved. And here they come into turn number 4. Down the front stretch. Green flag. Leon Gagnon again will race around from the outside. He goes to the point. Michel Bien runs in the second spot. Patrick Dupree runs third. Dan Brown running in the 4th position. 5th is Jason Durgan. Pat McGrail looking to the outside of Durgan's car. Andy Haywood is there. So is the 90 of Martinois. Todd Orsby is sliding back in the 26. Here comes the 24. Patrick Dupree on his way to the second spot as he moves past Michel Bien. Sometimes 3 wide racing for the 6th position. 5th right now is Jason Durgan. 6th is Andy Haywood. Here comes Martinois diving down to the inside. He'll get one on McGrail. He's trying to get one on Andy Haywood. Martinois working traffic masterfully. Getting a spot on Andy Haywood as Jason Durgan drifted up the track in front of the 80. That took off some of his momentum. That allowed Martinois to make the pass. Here comes Roy diving down to the inside on Durgan. Trying to get into the top 5. Meanwhile, challenge for the lead out front. Patrick Dupree moving down to the inside. Leon Gagnon continue to work on the outside. Gagnon comes back after him. They run wheel to wheel down the backstretch. Patrick Dupree will have the lead into turn number 3. Gagnon coming back again on the outside. Race for the lead down the front stretch at the stripe. It's Patrick Dupree's. Patrick Dupree is the leader. Leon Gagnon running in the second spot. Michel Bien runs third. Dan Brown is running 4th. 5th is Martinois. This time by, they're halfway. Here comes Patrick Dupree halfway home. Jim Introll moving back to the garage area with the number 9. Leon Gagnon closed a little bit off too as there was a bobble. Martinois has moved to the 4th spot. Dan Brown drifted up the track off 2. That opened up running room for Martinois. He is to the 4th position. Leon Gagnon trying to keep Patrick Dupree in his sights. Dupree struggles a little bit over there in turn number 2. Leon's been able to close in the turns. Here comes Leon Gagnon back after him on the outside. The power on the straight is there for the 24, but that car is not handling the way Pat would like it in the turn. Martinois now to 3rd. Martinois is up to the 3rd spot with the number 90. He could really use a yellow flag right now. If he could get a caution flag, that would certainly put him back in the mix, and he may well get it. Pierre Berthiaume is off the pace in the 1. Yellow flag is out, and I think that brings the 90 right back into the mix. This could be a shootout now. Pierre
Ken, let's see if he can get out there. Here they come. Green flag. He hustles his way around Michel Bien. The deficit between himself and Max Bien did not come up to speed with the 25. He is slow and limping his way into turn number 2. Martinois right off the back bumper of the 4. Max Bien of the 25 parked along the backstretch. Martinois, Patrick Dupree, Leon Gagnon all duking it out, but the yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out for Max Bien of the number 25. His car comes to a halt in the middle. He's got to pass 2 very good race cars if he wants to go back to back. Slow pace. Now on the hammer, here they come down the front stretch. Green flag! Patrick Dupree trying to check out. Martinois trying to get Leon Gagnon. Gagnon on top of the racetrack. Working every inch of the speedway, trying to hang on a second. Martinois to the second spot on the inside. Here comes Leon Gagnon back on the outside. 3 cars going after the lead. Patrick Dupree has the lead. Martinois has second on the stripe. Leon Gagnon continues to work on the outside. They run wheel to wheel down the backstretch for the second spot. Martinois has second into turn number 3. Leon Gagnon's not going away. Here comes Martinois. Now he will put Gagnon clearly behind him at the stripe as he tries to chase down Patrick Dupree in the 24. Dupree a little sideways off the second turn. Martinois 3 feet off the back bumper. Close quickly, got on the binders. Down the front stretch, it's a car length. Dupree leads. Martinois runs second. Leon Gagnon falling back in 3rd. Michel Bien is still 4th. He's almost off the racetrack. Side by side racing now for 5th. Pat McGrail, as well as the 80 of Andy Haywood. Martinois took a peek to the outside of Patrick Dupree, could not get around. 22 left Going complete again. Next up, he is off the pace. He's in the middle of the backstretch, off the racing surface. Patrick Dupree, Martanois working on the outside of the racetrack. Max Evian is parked up in turn number 3, yellow flag. Patrick Dupree, Martanois, Leon Gagnon, here they come. Off turn number 4, green flag. And Patrick Dupree hold off Martanois. Can Martanois make the winning move? Will he be able to find room around that number 24 machine? He's going to go to the outside right now. Patrick Dupree hangs on to the lead off the 4 turn. Leon Gagnon running the top of the racetrack, still in the 3rd spot. Patrice McGrail running in the 4th position. He's 3 car lengths behind Gagnon. That's a big gap back to the number 80 of Andy Haywood, who runs in the 5th spot. 6th is still Durgan. 7th trying to get to the 7th position is Don Scarborough with the number 11. Martanois still trying the outside, not working for him, as Patrick Dupree is able to hold him off. Lap number 25 rolling up on the scoreboard. Again, Martanois will look to the outside. Good fight for Patrick Dupree down to the inside. He was able to increase the advantage. Martanois trying to find a way around, and I'm not sure there's one there. He's pulling away now with Dupree. The lead is to 2 car lengths. Patrick Dupree by 2 car lengths over Martanois. And the gap is back to Pat McGrail, who has passed Leon Gagnon to get to 3rd. McGrail 3rd, Gagnon 4th. Running in the 5th spot is Andy Haywood with the number 80. Patrick Dupree is pulling away from the 90 of Martanois. And Martanois close. I'm not sure. Dupree is picking up a car length that seems lap by lap. 2 laps remain. Inside 2 laps remaining for the leaders. Here comes Patrick Dupree off of turn number 4. White flag. 1 lap to go for the pistol. Patrick Dupree trying to pick up his 2nd win of the season, and he is pulling away from Martanois. Andy Haywood's pulled the right rear. He's going to have to try to look around and get a decent finish. They box it up behind Haywood. Here comes the 24 of Dupree. He wins it. Martanois 2nd, 3rd to McGrail, 4th to Gagnon. 5th, it's going to be Don Scarborough for 5th, 6th Durgan, 7th Foley, 8th Atkins, 9th to Mark Johnson, 10th goes to Mike Riel, and 11th, I believe, Matt Woodruff in the 55. Brian Trim out of his car walking back to the pits, and they were still finishing up. All right, Rick, slide a little bit this way, Patrick, so we can get you on camera. There you go. Okay, well, first of all, it looked like in the middle stages of the race, when you were running with Leon Gagnon, that maybe the car was going away a little bit for you, but something happened down the stretch. The car, I don't know if you made a change on the race car itself, but down the stretch you were able to pull away from Martin.
Yeah, I saw him coming on the scoreboard, so I figured I better step it up a notch, but I'm just happy to be here. Oil pressure light was coming on. It's 260 degrees, and his car likes to win. I don't know, man. It just never gives up.
When did that start to happen? When you see the oil light?
A couple times, waving under caution, and then the temperature just spiked right up here in the last lap, and I was like, gotta go for it.
Well, you were able to work to the lead pretty quickly. You were able to make a move on Leon Gagnon to take the lead, and then you knew Martin was coming after you. So you really had to focus in the race car down the stretch. What was your strategy in those final 5 or 6 laps when you knew the 90 was right on your back bumper?
Just gotta hit your lines, almost gotta race like he's not there. Don't let it get in your head. But he's a good racer, and I saw him on the outside of me a couple times, so I knew it was gonna be pretty fun, and I was like, I better step it up a notch.
Well, congratulations, already your 2nd win in 3 events. Great job.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Patrick Dupree, everybody give him a nice round of applause. He gets the win.
Doyle right there in the 57 as is Whalen in the 11. Bombers are halfway. Next time, look at this move by Billy Joyle, just sweeping by the field to take the lead. Joyle, your new leader. Laporte still trying to get by on the inside of Durabage. Those cars have been side by side for the past 4 or 5 laps. Whalen's 11 and the 75 of the Superstar battle for the number 4 spot. Myers off the backstretch as Whalen ran him real high. Myers trying to refire the 75, keep this race going. He will. Join the field, but he has lost at least 7 or 8 spots. Up front, Bill Joyle has turned what was a good 4 or 5 car battle for the top spot into a 6-car length advantage as they head off turn 4. Josh Laporte has moved into that number 2 spot as Duravage has dropped back to 3rd. Wheeling in the grave, running 4th and 5th. Well back to the 21 of Scott Richner, who runs 6th. Tim Gadway is 7th. Jason McClatchy is 8th. Bill Desato runs 9th. April Bordeaux rounds out your top 10. Ryan Caro is 11th. The Superstar runs 12th. The Ford 55 car is 13th. 14th goes to the Arena 99. That's the lap car, the 79. Will has to work his way carefully through those slower cars. He gets through with no problem, and his car length advantage is now about 10 over the second place car on Josh. Win number 2 earlier on for Patrick Dupree, looking win number 2 for Bill Joyle. Friday was the birthday.
Win number 2 for Robin Wood.
2 is the lucky number tonight.
Could be a night of 2s.
Joyle just continues to extend the lead. To celebrate a birthday with a trip to Victory Lane at Plattsburgh's Airborne Speedway. 2 to go for Bill Joyle. Making this one look easy. Ford 25, Duravage 88. Run single file for the 2nd and 3rd spot. Whelan has closed just a bit of ground on the 88 car, but he's still a good 5 car lengths behind. And then it's Curtis LeGrave in the 72 rounding out the top 5. White flag is out. Bill Joyle is simply on cruise control. Josh Laporte, clearly second best tonight. He's going to finish in the number 2 spot. Josh Duravage has his 88 3rd. He'll stay there. And just a bit too far behind as they come off turn 4. Curtis LeGrave will round out the top 5. But a no doubt winner tonight in the Monster Energy Drink Bombers. Billy Joyle gets his 2nd victory of the season. And Josh Laporte, Josh Duravage, Mike Whalen, and Curtis LeGrave round out your top 5.
Halfway, caution free. Neil Hansen off the pace over there in front of the leaders. Knocked down Keith Pelkey for just a split second. Second place battle is on. The slower car in front of Wooten and St. Germain. Let's see how it shakes out as they race down the front stretch. We'll have to work around the 16 car. The 25 of Wooten gets pinned behind the slower car, and that'll have St. Germain to hold on to second for now. Keith Pelkey, his lead is up to about a half front stretch as he goes around Metalman. Pelkey crosses the start-finish line. St. Germain leaves turn 4. Kevin Wooten trying to hustle into second again. He's back to the inside. Dead even off the second turn for position number 2. Pelkey just picking him up and putting him down. He's got only 10 laps to go. He's killing him right now. Second is going to be moved in the strike to the 25. He moves past St. Germain in the 40. And I believe Lance Raptoy in the number 11 is also chasing down that 40 of St. Germain. The 25 of Wooten has cleared St. Germain. But unless he gets a yellow flag, there's no way in heck he's going to run down the 24. Keith Pelkey. Pelkey right now just wants this thing to stay strung out, and he wants to keep green flag laps working. Not want a yellow flag. And the way the field is right now, pretty spread out. I think he's in a pretty good position to not see a yellow flag. He wants to go to green to checkers, no doubt. Wooten is pulling away from St. Germain. He's Kenny St. Germain with car number 40. He's Pelkey's lead. More than half the backstretch. Over Kevin Bucha in the number 25. Kenny St. Germain in the 40 has actually picked up a car length on Lance Raptoy in the 11. Raptoy cannot shake Lonnie Rivers. 5 laps to go inside, 5 laps down for the leader, Keith Pelkey. Kevin Booth can just barely see the leader. Booth in turn 3, Pelkey already making his way on the front stretch. Pelkey last week was running 3rd. Saw the 1 and the 40 get together, racing for the lead in the white flag lap. Move to the top of the racetrack, hoping to avoid the entanglement, but not. 2 cars in the lead, fighting for the lead, washed up the track, took out the 24. He had significant damage on that race car, damage that they worked on throughout the week. And he's about 2 laps away from having all that work really pay dividends. We talked to Keith for our Motorsports Magazine Internet and Television show. And he said he's really hungry for that win. He's about to get win. Keith Pelkey, a little slower cars right in front. Here he comes. White flag is out. One to go for Keith Pelkey. He could tiptoe around the racetrack from here. Sizable lead on Kevin Booth. Around Mailman into turn number 3. Now a clear track in front of him. Here he comes. He's from Clintonville, New York, and he's got his first career win. That's Keith Pelkey. Second is going to be Kevin Booth in the 25. Kenny St. Germain hangs on for 3rd. Lance Raptoy 4th. And 5th was Lonnie Rivers. Waiting to talk to Keith Pelkey. He's climbing out of his car now. Give a nice round of applause. He's able to get his first career win. He's steaming hot dogs and hamburgers over in the pits afterward as well, right from the front of his car. Come on over, Keith Pelkey. Right over here. All right, here is Keith Pelkey. You and I talked for the television show earlier tonight, and you said you put a lot of money into the car over the off-season because you wanted to get a checkered flag. You've got a checkered flag, and not only did you put a lot of money, but a lot of work into the car this week after last week's mishap.
Absolutely. Car was pretty tore up last week. We spent at least 40 hours putting it back together, but I think we did a pretty good job.
Based on what's happening to your left, I'm not sure there were a lot of laps left.
No, it was getting pretty warm, but I wasn't going to pull over.
Well, I know you and I were talking about a lot of hours that you had to put into the car after last week, and this has to be gratifying now that you're here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, it makes all the work worth it.
Well, congratulations. There's only one first career win.
Yes, there is. I got to thank all my sponsors, Fast Automotive, Perkins Excavating, Pelkey Builders, Papa's Pizzeria, Adirondack Water Systems, and Fred's Auto Repair.
Congratulations again. Nice job.
Thank you.
Seymour inside, Archer outside. They pick it up as they come off turn 4. Green! Flag is out. The motor quickly drops. 2 of Eric Biel dropping to the bottom of the racetrack. Trying to move up a spot as they run side by side for that top spot. 3 wide action into turn 3. It's Seymour on the inside, Archer on the outside. Here comes Bobby Lavera in the move in the 5 car. Now they're 4 wide off turn 4. Look out. Big mess in the front stretch. Everybody going sideways. Donor goes to the infield to get through. Justin Donor's in the wall. Archer 23 and then Brusso 26 get together in the infield. The rear bumper cover hanging off of one car. Chris Clark was involved in the 77. Jimmy Collins involved in the 02. Those are your top 4 cars. We come back to Chris LeVere in the 4. Field picks it up as they come off turn 4. Green, flag is out. Quickly, Bobby LeVere looks to the inside of the 35 car. Speedy Brissett's on the move as well. It's going to be Kurt Seymour holding on to that lead. Seymour leads it. Archer right alongside on the outside. But here comes LeVere back on the inside. He's going to take the second spot. Bobby LeVere moves to second. Speedy Brissett now moves up to third. Fourth spot. There's Gilligan in the 77. He's on the move. Watch out for the SS Mid 02. He's now looking to the inside of Brissett, and he'll take that third spot away. Door opens up on the inside. Here comes LeVere through for the lead. Bobby LeVere sticks his nose in front as they head into turn 1. Kurt Seymour trying to hang with him on the outside, but he'll fall back a spot. Randy Martin in the 77 trying to come right back on the inside. He gets a little tap from the 4 of LeVere, as they're both going to go by this 35 car. Martin into second. Chris LeVere into third. Kurt Seymour back to fourth. Stone Cold Steve Brissett is 5th. Speedy Brissett runs 6th. Rick Donor is 7th. Jamie LaFountain now running 8th. Kurt Seymour Jr. running the 9th spot. 10th spot goes to the 17 of Jeff McCormick. Good battle up from Bobby LeVere in the 5 and Gilligan in the 77. 3-car links back to Chris LeVere in the 4. And it's the 95 and the 59 running in the 4th and 5th spot. Stone Cold is 4th. Captain Thunder runs 5th. Shotgun Seymour back to 6th in the 35 car. Speedy Brissett runs 7th. Still Jamie LaFountain in the 8th spot. Kurt Seymour Jr. 9. And Jeff McCormick 10. Martin trying to hold off a challenge from Chris LeVere, who looks to the outside. Bobby LeVere leads it. Chris LeVere trying to take second spot away from Gilligan. Door opens up inside. Here comes that 59. Steven Brissett. And Rick Donor now runs side by side, looking for a way by the 77 and the 4. They're halfway. Top 5 cars have pulled away from the 6th place battle. Still LeVere up front. Martin 2nd. Chris LeVere 3rd. Donor and Brissett battle side by side for that number 4 spot. One bobble from one of these top 3 cars that could take out all 5 of them. LeVere seems to grip just a little high coming off turn 2. That's the door on the inside of just a bit. See if Martin can get by. Again, LeVere goes a little bit high coming off 4, but Martin doesn't have quite enough power coming down the front stretch to take the lead. Look out, there's a spin. The 95 got dumped by the 4. Caution flag is out.
Rick, had my eyes on the battle the whole way. Classic dump job. Turn left, hit the right rear of the 95. The 95 was well inside. And I wouldn't say it this strongly if I wasn't confident. That is a classic dump job by the 4.
Well, that's not the first time we've seen Chris LeVere get black flagged here at Airborne. And Stone Cold runs 3rd. Shotgun, he's 4th. Back to the green. And quickly, Martin grabs the lead on the restart. Gilligan is your leader. Here comes Stone Cold Steve Brissett on the inside of Bobby LeVere. He's going to take the number 2 spot. 5 laps to go. Next time by, there's a big gathering of cars running for that number 4 spot. About 6 of them. 5 to go. Randy Martin in the 77's got 2 car links on Stone Cold Steve Brissett. LeVere runs third. Look out, some contact over in turn 3. Nice job by Seymour to hold on to that car. Car was sideways. A good job to keep that one going. Lost the spot. Brissett is close to within a car length and a half of Randy Martin. There'll be 2 to go next time by. Third spot is Bobby LeVere. Jamie LaFountain has worked his way up to the 4th spot. Another good run tonight for the Teamsville rookie. Here comes Chris Clark in the 77 New York, looking to take that 4th spot away from LaFountain. 2 to go this time by. The lead is a car length. Gilligan, your leader. Steve Brissett second. Bobby LeVere, 5 car lengths back in the 5 car, but he's got a big gap back to the 4th place car. White flag out this time by. Can Brissett find a way by Gilligan? He's done a good job keeping the 77 right on the bottom of the racetrack, and he does again as they head into turn 2. Brissett takes a look at the outside. They're even as they head into turn 3. Martin sticks his nose in front as the 95 gets a little bit sideways. Martin's going to bring him off turn 4. He's going to take the lead and win it. Randy Martin wins it. Second place goes to the 59 of Steve Brissett. Bobby LeVere finishes with Chris Clark 4th. That spot will go to the 20 of Jamie LaFountain. No need for a victory lap for Gilligan. He's been there and done that many times over the years. Congratulate Stephen Brissett on his 2nd place finish. Rob trying to get his way through traffic onto Victory Lane. And in just a moment, we'll be throwing it downstairs. Randy's ready to go before you are, Rob. What's up? Take it away.
Well, as you said, he didn't take his victory lap around the track. Randy Martin, congratulations. Come on over here so Gene can see you with the camera and look. The 95 and the 59 made a statement in the first couple of races. They were extremely fast. The 59 was right on your back bumper, and you were able to hold them off. Nice job, and I'm sure it feels really good to get back here to Victory Lane.
Yeah, it feels great. I was happy last week with the 3rd, but first is definitely great. I couldn't do the victory lap. My car is extremely hot. I thought it was going to blow up, but I wasn't blowing up for nothing.
Talk about the wreck, Randy, coming down to get the green flag. Your view, I don't know if you could see much of anything, or what action did you take to miss everything?
It was right in front of me when it happened. I just yanked it to the left and went through the infield. I think I almost hit Dave Brown in the meantime, so sorry, Dave.
Well, Dave Brown is still pretty quick to react. Congratulations on your win. Nice job.
Thank you.
All right, Randy Martin gets the win.
Well, that's going to wrap up another edition of Motorsports Magazine from the Airborne Speedway in Plattsburgh. 3 repeat winners, 2 first-time winners for 2010. We kick things off in the Sportsman division where Robin Wood gets his 2nd.
Again, using the bottom of the racetrack extremely well. Rarely had to leave that line. A lot of other cars trying to work a middle or higher line around the track. He made a 3-wide pass for the win, and that pass was on Bill Sawyer and Tyler Terry. Those 2 drivers had an excellent battle for much of the race, Rick. The first 12 to 13 laps, they ran side by side, and then that battle continued even after Robin Wood passed them. They battled for the 2nd spot. So they put on a real good show tonight. But Robin Wood, again, that car handling extremely well down on the outside. And he told me in Victory Lane that he thought the car could be even faster. It's not quite exactly at the point where they had it last year. So that could be even more scary for the other people that are in the J&S Steel Sportsman division. But Robin Wood working the bottom line as he does so well to get his 2nd win.
In the modified division, checkered flag came out just in time for the 24 car.
Yeah, Patrick Dupree was dealing with some overheating issues. It looked like with about 10 laps remaining in that race, 8 laps remaining in that race, that Martin Roy was maybe going to have something for him. But Martin Roy had to work extremely hard to get to the front of the pack, had to work on a lot on the outside on the racetrack, and he told me in Victory Lane there was nothing left on the right rear tire. And down the stretch, when it looked like Martin Roy might be perhaps in a position to make a move for the win, instead it was Patrick Dupree who was pulling away to the win. And it went from a 1-car length disadvantage for Martin Roy to about a 5-car length disadvantage with Patrick Dupree pulling away to that margin of a victory. And it's his 2nd win of the season as well.
Pretty good run for Pat McGrail.
Patrice McGrail finishing 3rd is a guy that I think will only get better. He's got the top two drivers right now in front of him in that feature event, the two guys that have really dominated the division over the last two seasons. I think that's a guy that's only going to improve with his number 10 machine.
Bill Joyle wins the Bomber main event and wins it on cruise control.
Yeah, he really is taking charge in that division. I think there's only one other car right now that seems to be able to contend with him, and that other car would be Cody Myers in the number 75. But he had trouble in the middle stages of the race. The 57 of Joyle was able to pull away and waltz home to victory with an easy win.
Now we start with the first-time winners, a guy that you spoke with on the program earlier on, talked about how hard they had to work to get the car back together. Good to see Keith Pelkey in victory lane, finally.
Keith Pelkey was running in the third spot last week when the two cars in front of him washed up the racetrack, took him out, and Keith Pelkey and his team had a lot of hours that they had to put in that race car to get it back together. They were able to do that. They made a lot of, obviously, perfect repairs almost to that race car, and once he was able to get to the front, he was able to pull away. The action was all behind him. A very comfortable win for Keith Pelkey. He's been at it now for some time, and again, when you can get your first career checkered flag, it means a lot. He was also dealing with some overheating issues, but good for Keith Pelkey to get that win.
And in the mini-modified main event to close things out, Gilligan survives an early race scare and gets the win.
Yeah, a mishap coming to take the green flag, and a lot of guys survived that scare, I'm sure, because the two cars that got together were near the front of the pack, and there were drivers taking quick evasive action, trying to miss that one. Most of them were able to do it, and Randy Martin was able to snake through, and then he also was concerned down the stretch because his car was also running hot. That's why he didn't take the victory lap. He was concerned that his car wouldn't make it around the racetrack again for a victory lap. So Randy Martin with his first win, and no surprise there. Randy's been very strong, be it in the Bombers or the mini-modifieds.
The good news for all the race fans, the action's only going to get hotter.
That's right. Next week, all 5 divisions are back in action here at the Airborne Speedway, and we'll also have, for the first time ever, asphalt modifieds taking on the Airborne racetrack, at least in the modern era. The Modified Racing Series with drivers from across New England. I believe there are also a few New York drivers, Mid-Atlantic state drivers as well that are in the mix. Looking forward to them because those cars have a lot of tire, a lot of horsepower. They're wide. This is a wide racetrack, and I think they'll really enjoy it. You can run 2 and 3 wide around this track, and they can't always say that about some of the places that they race at, but I think they'll find this track very conducive to that type of race car. It should be a great show.
Award time, Watson Glass, Driver of the Week Award, $25 gift certificate from Jimmy Watson at Watson Glass. Your pick.
Oh, you put the onus on me first. I've got to think about this first. Do you have a pick off the top of your head?
I'm going to vote for Randy Martin for surviving that big wreck, not hitting Dave Brown in the infield. He's got my vote for the Watson Glass Driver of the Week.
All right, I've got my pick. I'm going to pick Keith Pelkey. After all he went through the week before and then taking down his first career victory, I take Keith Pelkey.
Gene votes for Keith Pelkey, so Keith Pelkey is the Watson Glass Driver of the Week. This is 3 weeks in a row we've given this to a Renegade driver.
Well, that's because they always put on seems to be the closest show and the most exciting show. Although the Sportsman, that was a heck of a race that they had tonight as well.
The Fast Hard Charger Award. My vote's going to go to Don Scarborough from the Modified Division. Started well back in the pack, did not even make out onto the track for his qualifying heat, comes back to finish 5th.
When's he going to come back? Are we going to be able to give him this award if we pick him?
We can mail it to Brandon, Vermont.
You sure he's going to come up here to take advantage of the fast gift certificate?
I'll bet we'll see him at least once or twice before this year's over with.
Or will he come back to take advantage of the fine prize from our friends at Fast Automotive?
He can go there first on his way here to get an oil change on the truck.
All right. Well, if you're convinced he's going to come back and utilize the gift certificate, then I'll go with him as well. It was a pretty good charge that he put onto the front. I think he's finally got things back together. Last year was an off season for him. And he is moving to the front in that modified division. But unfortunately, when you have to start that far deep in the pack, he had a good third-place run last week, gets back to a top 5 run this week. Don Scarborough is a pretty good choice.
Gene gets a vote, although it doesn't really matter, but at least it'll give someone credit. Gene, who's your vote? Gene votes for Jim Bushy.
Well, Jim had a good night. He had a mission. He was on a mission tonight because, of course, he had the disappointment of last week. And Jimmy also drove an excellent race. He was in the top 5 in the Sportsman division in their feature event.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for Motorsports Magazine from the Airborne Speedway. Our award winners, Jimmy Bushy gets the Fast Award from Freniers, and the Watson Glass Driver of the Week goes to Keith Pelkey. Next week, as Rob mentioned, the Asphalt Modified Series is here, as well as all 5 divisions of action. We'd like to thank Gene Gagne from OutsideGroove.com, our official videographer of the Motorsports Magazine show, as well as our underwriters, Ormsby Realty, and Adirondack Water Systems. For Rob Knowles, I'm Rick Knowles. Until next week, have a good week, everybody.